Alrighty, y'all. So the other day I ended up making a video about the overclocked room simulation room guide or whatever for the new season, and a lot of people found that very helpful, right? Obviously with the bio settings and the team to follow those bio settings, a lot of people copied that team, and no matter what their power was, I've seen a lot of comments saying, oh, I was this much power under and I was able to beat it thanks to you in this guide and this team and stuff like that, right? And then a lot of you guys also suggested under that video that I should start doing guides for, you know, some of the anomaly interception. So we're going to tackle the most important one in my opinion, the KRAKEN boss. Now the reason why the KRAKEN boss is the most important to me is because this is the boss that actually gives you custom modules, right? Custom modules are created or unique custom modules to create overload gear, right? Which is the gear that passes tier 9 gear. So having this is important. Now you can get custom module in all the stages, but like this KRAKEN stage is specifically meant for custom modules. Like your main reward is custom modules basically, right? But you can get custom modules in the other stages. So I'm going to be talking about the KRAKEN boss, the gimmick of the KRAKEN boss, essentially the team you want to use, and the characters you probably don't want to use because of certain things the KRAKEN boss has to offer. So obviously you can it's kind of straightforward, right? Like it says weak to win. So win characters are type advantage against the KRAKEN boss, right? The only thing is for each stage you're on, the KRAKEN boss will do more damage to the type that it's type advantage against, which in this case is electrical. So electrical characters, depending on what stage, will die easier or faster than a lot of other characters just because of their typing, right? To deal 300% more damage at phase 3 is quite crazy. Not gonna lie. So that's just how that is, right? And then obviously the max level is 400. If you pass level 400, then you're gonna be capped at 400. So there is that. And then as you guys already know about the rewards, custom modules and stuff like that. Now the team that I like to use for the KRAKEN anomaly interception is this team right here, where I have obviously Mana in the middle, Scarlet Black Shadow, Crown, freaking Red Hood Rappy, and then Noir. Now the reason why I put Noir is because I don't have another burst 3 in mind that would be a good fit there. Like I could put Sakura there instead of Noir, but I feel like Noir just benefits more because one, I have overload gear for her, and two, she does give a permanent attack buff basically if your HP is over 70%, not to mention the, you know, extra ammo capacity, and then the hit rate buff she would give, but she doesn't give a hit rate buff because we don't have nobody else on the squad for her to give it to everyone, right? You have to be paired up with either Blanc or Rouge for her to give it to everybody. We don't have that, and plus hit rate doesn't really matter with this team, to be honest, right? But this is the team that I do run. A lot of people actually use a different team, which is basically the same thing, but they switch out Alice and Mana, and then, or they switch out Mana and Noir and put Alice and Naga, like a team like this basically. That way you have your burst 1 being Red Hood Rappy. Crown is still your main burst 2, but she is getting more support with Naga because of the heals. Well, actually Mana heals as well, and then Alice actually is helping out Scarlet, who would be your main damage dealer, right? Where in this case, I just think because of the team I have, like specifically, I'd rather just run it like this. Obviously my Mana has overload gear, and then she does have element damage increase as well, right? So this is the team that I would personally suggest to use, but if you want to use the other team that I suggested, go ahead. You can also use the Sakura Scarlet team as well. That's another option as well. If you don't have Crown, if you don't have, you know, some of these other characters, you can also use it's not this team, it's this team right here. This comp right here. This comp was actually kind of designed for the KRAKEN boss, right, with Rosanna and Sakura, right? And then obviously you could still have this team because you have your burst 1, your burst 2, your burst 3, your burst 3, and then just your flex burst 3. This team right here would actually work as well against the KRAKEN boss, but like I said, that is not the team that I want to use, but these are just some teams that you can use, right? So yeah, let me go ahead and put that right back for us to go into the showcase now. So we're gonna go into the mock battle, and the KRAKEN boss is not really that hard in terms of the gimmicks, right? The main thing you want to do, I personally feel like, to make it a lot easier, is to destroy the one tentacle that's swinging around. And I'm going to show you what tentacle I'm talking about, right? You just look at my cursor. This tentacle right here, the quant tentacle left or whatever that says, you want to attack that tentacle basically the entire time, right? Until it breaks, right? Your goal is to kind of, because you get core hits off of that too, but you want this to break, right? The reason why you want it to break is because the Kraken has an ability, right, that will only proc if that tentacle is up, right? If you destroy that tentacle, then the Kraken will not use that ability, and that ability is a strong ability. So yeah, sorry, I have a phone call there, bro. Yeah, basically that tentacle, the quant tentacle L, and it comes on the right side as well, whatever. It comes on either side. That tentacle has this Kraken proc move that you just don't want to proc. And I will show you what that ability is. I'm actually going to let this one live, and I'm going to show you what ability does do damage, right? With Crown on this team, Crown is such a very good, helpful character on this team because there's another ability that Kraken does, but it doesn't really do anything because the shield nullifies it basically, right? So you see how we have a shield on. The Kraken is going to do some type of turret swirl move you're going to see in a second, right? So this move right here that the Kraken is doing, you don't want the Kraken to do that move. This move where the yellow steam is coming out like that, because then the Kraken will do damage like that. And we're only on phase 3, so it didn't do that much. But by the time you get to stage 4, any electric character you have on your team is dying, right? And then this ability right here will not do any damage to us because we have a shield, as you guys see right there, right? So that ability you don't want to, it doesn't matter. Now, when you have 2 of the Kraken, these tentacles up, it doesn't matter until you get to the second phase, which I'll show you guys the second phase. But yeah, essentially you do want to just be attacking these tentacles the entire time. Breaking this is the key to winning, because then you're not going to be dying or losing any damage or anything like that. And not only that, you do have core hits as well. It's just a bit hard for some people because it is moving, so staying in place is kind of hard. But if you are using a mouse and keyboard, if you're like using your computer, it should be easier. On phone, it's not that bad too. I do this on the phone as well. But you have a lot of time to break it, right? Once you break it, as you guys see, the Kraken just stops with that ability because he has no tentacles. And then when there's 2 tentacles like this, you don't have to attack it if you don't want to, but you definitely can. You don't have to attack the tentacles, but you could do it as well. But now we're going into the second phase where all that stuff breaks right there. Interruption galore, sorry y'all, but yeah, so this is the second phase where the boss goes down. Now this is very important because this is the only part of the stage where the Kraken can nuke you. You have to make sure you actually destroy all the interruption circles, which are the red circles, right? So these red circles, you have to break them all. You don't want to hit any of the gray parts. When you get clear, you're safe, and that can happen multiple times, that interception part. But now we're in the second phase where we just have core hits regardless, but the thing is you want to destroy these. They're easier to break now when you get to the second phase, the tentacles, but the thing is he starts spamming basically. If you don't break the tentacles, he will spam that second ability, right? That's why you want to break it. You see that yellow thing right there he's about to do? He will spam that basically. That's why the tentacles are a lot easier to break now, because he is going to basically spam that. I should be able to get to stage 6 with this ability. Always destroy the interruption part. It's just better to destroy the interruption parts. And remember, the interruption parts cannot break unless you're using a wind character. I should have mentioned that way earlier. Interruption parts only break to, like, wind characters are the only people who can do damage to that, right? I'm not worried about this because obviously we have a shield. Boom, did no damage to us because it just took away the shield. We are on stage 6 with this team. That's the highest I can get to with this team. It's just based on your power, like how strong you are in the game. But yeah, basically with this team, if you follow this, you should be able to clear it completely, right? If this team is just, I just find it a lot better. I just find this team way better than the other 2 teams I showed you guys. But yeah, this is what it is, right? So yeah, that's stage 6 is a very good placement for me. I mean, I want to get to stage 9, but I think I have to just get to level 400, where we are way stronger. Everybody's way stronger. And then not only that, I still have to upgrade the skills of my characters as well. But by going to stage 6, you are getting 3, 2, or 1. You have the random chance of getting. And then you are getting 35 of this, right? So obviously, by getting to stage 6, every day you're getting an extra custom module on top of the chance of getting 3, 2, or 1. So yeah, that's how you do that. But I am going to probably just do a run of with the Sakura team, or like I'm gonna pause it, or no, I'm not gonna pause it. I'll show you guys a run with the Sakura team because I never actually tried that Sakura team before. But I do want to try it now because, you know, thing. But the only thing is I don't have a healer for that team. And you kind of want to have a healer, right? Do I have a healer? Let me see. Well, this is the team I'm going to run instead, right? Why not, right? I could just put Mana there because Mana actually does heal, which is good as well because she also has the revive and she also has sustained damage. We're not going to use her burst skill though because we're not using her burst skill, but if we were to use her burst skill, she would actually get a buff from this as well, right? But this team should do the job just as much as well. Let me just make sure we're geared up and I'll go into it. So just to show you guys my build, no gear, 5, or like just regular level 5T gear, 555 cube, 5, 6, 10, full overload gear, 6, 7, 6 cube, cube, 555, not leveled up geared at all, but there, and then Scarlet, 10, 6, 10 cube, and then also overload gear. I'm not going to show you guys the stats because I mean, it's all different for everybody else, but let's go ahead and see if we can beat it with this team, right? I don't want to show the other team with the Alice and Naga. I know can do it because that's the team I used before Mana, but the Rosanna, like I've never used Rosanna and Sakura, but obviously when they came out, they were specifically meant for this boss, so I don't see why they wouldn't be able to work either. But we're gonna see right now. Oh my god, I forgot that is I forgot that is gonna demonetize me. I forgot that will demonetize me, won't it? But yeah, basically if I follow the same gimmick, I should be able to break it. It's definitely going to be a bit harder though. Well, it shouldn't actually, because this team, remember, they have, because of Rosanna, we do have damage increased to interruption parts or something like that, or damage increased to like just enemy parts. Like, you know, we have those things, right? Okay, well, we got hit there. It's fine. We didn't break it the first time, which is unfortunate. Okay, we got it that time. But let's see. We should be able to break this a lot, you know? Why not? I don't see why we're not going to be able to break this, but come on. Maybe it's just because I don't have like overload gear and stuff like on that some of the characters here. But as you see, it's not, if you actually go and get them core hits going, it shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, we're not going to be able to break. We're going to get hit from here, but thankfully we are wind, so it's not like we're going to die to it. At that point, I don't see really why you would even want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, I don't even see why you would want to attack it and try to break it. Like, that right there is just lethal. You gotta cover there at that point. Like, if you don't have a shield or, like, crown, at that point, you just gotta cover. You use your cover for that part. The turret part. That's another thing you gotta remember. Like, I was explaining it in terms of... It's good I actually added this part into the video, because that's gonna do damage to us. We have our healer. This is why you want the healer as well. Like, we could still go for this. I mean, there's no problem with that. But I don't really see, like, the reason why I would want to. And remember, Mana actually has a revive as well, so she is kind of helpful here as well. Well, she's very helpful here. Like, again, here we're going to take damage. We don't need to cover here. I don't think it matters. I don't think covering, like, matters for that. I think that just ignores cover. But, yeah. What's the damage looking like? So yeah, I think if I had like overload gear for my Sakura, she'd just do a lot better. I just think it's because I don't have overload gear for her, she's not doing as good. But yeah, this team could definitely work as well because I'm on stage 4. And I'm like a minute, and I would probably be able to get to stage 5 with this comp. And with overload gear, then I would probably be able to get to stage 6, right? You can't just use any characters and get far with these stages. It's just how it is. But like, look, we're gonna take damage on stage 4. Yeah, we took a lot of damage. Don't get me wrong, we took a lot of damage there. But it's not like we can really do anything about that, right? But we still have our heals, so we're good regardless. I'm just waiting for this part to break right here. Like here, we're just gonna have, oh, Mana died. Mana died, which is not good because that was our healer. But we got to stage 4, which, you know, in reality, hey, with a team that's not built, I would still say it's okay, to be honest. But Mana should have never died there. But yeah, once you get past that part, you should be fine. There's only 6 more seconds though, but yeah. Can the team do it? 100%. You can use the team, you just have to build them. Sakura especially. Like, Anomaly Interception is something where your characters are going to need overload gear, they're going to need element damage increase. That's just what Anomaly Interception is, right? But the team I used before with Mana, Crown, Noir, I prefer that team over any other team, but you can use any of the 3 teams, right? But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous, and I'm out. Peace.